Reflexes. Reflexes are automatic responses to stimuli that occur very rapidly because they involve a small number of neurons that connect in the central nervous system, usually in the spinal cord. They help us with survival because these responses do not involve reasoning or planning. Rather, they are fast and allow us to maintain homeostasis. Reflex arcs are simple signal response circuits in the nervous system, and they give us a glimpse into how it works. A picture of a reflex, the patellar reflex, is shown to the right, and over the next few slides we'll discuss this in more depth. A reflex consists of 5 steps. First, a sensory neuron detects a stimulus. The sensory or afferent neuron sends an electrical signal to the central nervous system, usually the spinal cord. The signal is integrated through one or more synapses in the central nervous system and transfers the signal to another neuron in the arc. The motor, efferent neuron, sends an electrical signal from the CNS to the effector cell. Finally, the effector, which may be part of the autonomic system or the motor system, stimulates muscle tissue or a gland. If the effector, which is step 5, is a gland, our body will respond without our noticing it. We may begin to sweat, or our heart rate may increase involuntarily. If the effector is a muscle, it will allow us to maintain balance or to respond to something we see or hear or feel, such as a hot object. When we pull our hand back from a burn before thinking about it, a reflex arc is at work. Reflex tests can be performed to assess the general health of the nervous system. A common reflex test is the patellar, or knee-jerk reflex. Told you we'd get back to this. The diagram of the test shows a rubber mallet, over here, striking the patellar tendon just below the kneecap. The steps of the reflex arc in this example are described on the next slide. The tap stretches the patellar tendon. The stretching is detected by a sensory neuron, which transmits a signal to the spinal cord. In the spinal cord, the sensory neuron has a synapse with an effector neuron. The effector neuron transmits a signal to a muscle via the somatic motor division of the nervous system. The quadriceps femoris muscle contracts, lengthening the leg. This type of reflex is adaptive because it allows us to maintain balance and posture during locomotion. The patellar reflex test assesses the health of the lower spinal cord because it requires functioning synapses in that part of the body. Another example of a reflex is when a patient's pupils open or close in response to changes in light intensity. When we test dilation, we are assessing the health of the brainstem and upper spinal cord.